Hello everyone, welcome to Leanne's cooking class. I am Katie Tinker. I'm a consultant with Epicure, and tonight we're going to be making, I'm going to be making, you're going to watch me make beef stroganoff. So I also have some chocolate cupcakes, which we're going to do in the microwave. Don't knock it till you try it. So I know in our house Sundays, I really wanted to start a tradition of family meals, family dinners, that good comfort food. So with this Sunday, I thought it'd be great to show you how you can make those yummy comfort foods, which usually take a long time to make, in like less than half an hour. We usually say we're all ready in like 20 minutes. I was going to do the lasagna because my family loves lasagna, and I realized I'm out of lasagna seasoning. So I didn't go with that one. So I picked a beef stroganoff. So that is why I chose the meal I did for this evening. And I want to thank Leanne for hosting. I know it was a little last minute, but I'm hoping to help you go on a wonderful shopping spree to pick up lots of Epicure, because I know you are super busy, and this is just really going to help you out a lot. Like, seriously. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been home for 4 years now, and with the pandemic, it was really hard to get dinner on the table by myself with the 3 kids, because my husband's usually not home in time when I need to start making dinner. Now you think, oh, what's the big deal? It's just I have a young one. My youngest is almost 2, so this past year he's been just me and him. So he's super clingy, always wants to be on mommy, and it was just really hard to prepare nice meals for the family. And usually I was turning to chicken fingers or hot dogs or pizza. We had hot dogs last night. Excuse me. But yeah, so now I'm able to make lasagna in like 15-20 minutes. I can make beef stroganoff in 20 minutes, and these good meals that are also hoping to expand our palates. We're not just eating the same boring thing over and over again. One of their favorite meals is enchiladas. Like, who would have thought like enchiladas would be such a hit? But as we go, thank you. Okay, so about me. I actually just discovered Epicure back in January. So I have only been a consultant for about 3 months now. And initially when I joined, it was just to enjoy a discount for a couple months. Because the big thing about Epicure that really spoke to me is everything is gluten-free. Now, that might not mean a lot to you if no one in your family is sensitive to gluten, but my husband and my oldest son eat a gluten-free diet. And trying to find those quick meal solutions, like anytime you look online for like easy meals, you're opening like a can of biscuits or like the croissant rolls or something with a can of cream soup, and they all have gluten. So that was where I really struggled, trying to come up with quick meals that were also healthy and delicious. So what did I do? So first I held a party, and I got a few things, and I kind of got the bug. One of my first things I got, which got me hooked, this is one of the things, the first thing I purchased was an omelet maker. So this is made of silicone. We have a lot of silicone cookware. And it's food safe. You don't have to worry about any chemicals leaching into your food. And I can cook an omelet in here in less than 3 minutes. And it's light and fluffy because it gets steamed. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to cook eggs in the microwave, but they kind of get that weird chewy texture. This doesn't happen in this. So one of my favorite pieces, and we have lots more steamers that I will show you. And we're going to be using our magic box, the Big Daddy, as I call it, tonight to cook our ground meat. So I already talked about the family dinner theme, real food real fast. And that's kind of Epicure's like guiding principle, is they're not full of preservatives. Like, we have this huge list of things you will never ever find in our food. There's the gluten, what else? It's like non-hydrogenated anything. You won't find hydrogenated anything. And I can't remember what else on the list, but none of those additives or preservatives, you won't find them in our food, which is just fantastic. So without further ado, I'm going to get started on our beef stroganoff. Usually I try and time this so that I have everything done in half an hour, just to show you how quick it is. Now I have an extra special alarm clock today. I have to get this done before the baby wakes up from his nap. So this is our multi-purpose steamer. As I was mentioning, is a lot bigger. I think this holds like 4 to 6 cups of food. Comes with this great little trivet. Now, I probably wouldn't have been one of my first purchases, but it came with my kit. So, of course, once I got it, I had to start playing around with it and figuring out all the great ways to use it. You can cook popcorn in here if you don't have a good popcorn maker. You can cook bacon. That was one of the things I wanted to try right away. Whoop, hey there. So with the trivet, you can cook bacon in the microwave, and it's nice because all the grease drips down to the bottom. So you don't have to worry about the splatter, you don't have to worry about spilling it. You know, I've often cooked it in the oven, which is great too, but you still have to manage the tray, and trays are only like this high, so you still have to worry about spilling it. But this, super simple, you know, it folds super nicely. So you just pour it into whatever you want to pour it to store it and then throw it away. And you can just keep it in here until it cools and then scoop it in the trash. And the nice thing about this, as you saw, you can cook pasta in here. So you could cook your pasta in here, just pinch it carefully, probably with a glove so you don't burn yourself, and then pour it out into the sink carefully. But tonight, we're going to cook our meat. So I'm not going to need a trivet for that one. I'm going to set that over there. Now, the recipe calls for 1 pound of ground beef. But one thing I did find with Epicure is that there's a lot of flavor in these packets, which I don't usually mind, but you know, everyone's taste buds are a little different. So usually what I do is I double the recipe, or I cut the seasoning. So actually 1 package will actually get us 2 meals. So that's how we actually saving even more money, which is great. So I'll set this over here to be thrown away. So I am just going to put the lid on here, and I'm just going to microwave this a couple minutes at a time until we're golden brown. And then while this is cooking, I will cook up the mushrooms that are going to go in with the beef stroganoff. So I'm just going to 2 minutes. Put this over here so it's a little more in front of me. I'm so not used to cooking over here. Alright, so I have, calls for 2 cups of mushrooms. I probably have about 3 cups here, but you know, they shrink. So, and the nice thing is, you know, you can alter the recipe. You know, if you don't like the extra mushrooms, you don't have to put them in. You could add in peas to it if you want like a good 1-pot dish. So that's the nice thing about cooking at home too, is you have complete control over the ingredients, what you put into it. I almost did the Alfredo because the Alfredo is a nice one. You can do so much with that. You can add shrimp, you can add chicken, you could add like ham and peas and do like a carbonara, I probably said that wrong, type dish. So that's another nice thing that I like about it. Oh, you can also do, you can make your own potato chips in the steamer. To slice them really thin. If you have a mandolin, that makes it super easy. If you don't have a mandolin, Epicure has one. I can hook you up. And with the mandolin, I have a little one here. So it's just something simple like this, and it's just super easy to go over and make those really nice thin slices for the chips. Grab some of our seasonings. We have nacho cheese seasoning. Make your little nacho cheese chips at home. All kinds of tasty things people do. That's another one where you're controlling the ingredients. You can have a huge assortment of flavors of potato chips. You know, the sky's the limit in that case. And they're not getting fried, so they're healthier without all that extra grease. So I'm going to let this heat up. Another thing I learned with Epicure, I really like cooking in a wok. Like I actually learned a lot too, that woks are specifically designed to cook fast. That's why stir fries are always viewed as like a fast meal solution or a fast dinner. Just because of the way it's shaped and like the heat. I forgot the whole explanation. So I'm going to take my meat separator. If you don't have one of these, highly recommend one because it's very helpful for breaking up meat. What else do I do? You can mash things with this. So Epicure does have one as well. Do this. Let me put this somewhere since this is now contaminated. Alright, we'll take one of the kit plates. There we go. No cross-contamination. Alright, I'm going to cook that a little bit longer. Let's do 3 minutes this time. 1, 2, 3. Alright, you want to get the oil nice and hot. Probably not hot enough. That's okay. So now this is a wok I've had for a couple years now. I don't remember where I got it, but Epicure actually has a really nice wok that I think is actually nicer than mine. So it's out of stock right now, but I am going to pick one up when it comes back. It's got a great coating on it. The nice thing is, see how tiny these handles are? The Epicure handles are so much bigger. They're big enough where you can grab onto it while holding oven mitts, so you don't have to worry about burning yourself. So now that one is often a great incentive for people to host their own party, because that is probably one of our highest, I think there's only one thing in the catalog that's like more expensive. So that is one of our higher point price items. So it's a great opportunity to use your host rewards, or if you want to use the half price product credit you earn when you host a party. Really helps with the savings on the wok. So usually with the beef stroganoff, I would cook it over pasta. I'm not going to do that right now because I'll do that later when we're actually ready to sit down and eat it, just so the pasta's fresh. I'm sure most of you already know how to cook pasta. I'm just going to saute these up real good. Take a bit. In the meantime, I will mix together. I have 1 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to mix in the stroganoff seasoning. So like I said, I doubled the meat. There's 2 pounds of meat in there, so I'm actually going to do a double batch of meat. And I usually just freeze half of it for another day. Mix it up really well. You know, aside from like the food stuff, we have lots of great kitchen items. Like we have, like I don't know, we have a mini whisk, which is great for little jobs like this, so you don't need like a huge whisk to put stuff together. I'm just going to set this aside. And also we call these prep bowls. They are 1 cup, hold 1 cup, and they come with these nice little silicone lids. So I have my sour cream pre-measured, and they're great for holding like pudding, desserts. You know, sometimes I'll put dips in there for the kids if they're eating like chicken fingers for dinner, because it still happens. Let's face it. Still eat hot dogs every now and then, but at least it's not as often. Just keep cooking. So what should I move on to next? So I think next, I'm going to check the ground beef. That's what I'm going to do. And you know, at any time, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to comment them below. Shoot me a message. Post a message in the group, because I'll see it. Gonna break this up really good in like just a couple minutes, and this is already done. And like I said, all the fat kind of separates. So I'll just drain this before I'm ready to put it into the pan with our mushrooms. We get all the meat off our meat separator here. Okay, and please excuse the dirty dishes in the background. Like I said, I had to kind of change plans, so I didn't get to clean up the dishes before the baby fell asleep. Let's do another 2 minutes, and then those should be good to go. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of mushrooms. That's okay. So, you know, tell me, like, what kinds of things do your family like to eat? Do you like those, like, comfort meals, like the pasta, the mac and cheese, the meatloaf? Do you like takeout dishes, like Asian-inspired? We have a lot of Thai and Mexican-inspired dishes, which are just awesome. And coming up soon, for anyone who's watching, our new product line will actually be out next month. So if you're liking what you see here, you can get a few things now and then book your own party for May and be one of the first to see the new line. I'm hoping to get my shipment soon. As a consultant, I was able to order it early after a convention, and I'm still waiting for it. I'm so excited. It's always exciting to get packages, and it's nice. It's food. You know, it's a nice business where what I'm doing is actually benefiting the family. Like, I'm literally getting paid to cook right now. I'm getting paid to feed my family. So, and I know most of you don't usually videotape yourselves while you're making dinner for your family, but it's just that one extra step that just makes this a business instead of just cooking. So, if you see what I'm doing and you think, hey, I could do that too, you know, let's schedule a call or just shoot me a message. I'll give you the details. You know, I always like to give welcome gifts to people who join my team. And there's still time to get you set up for this month. So let's throw a little incentive out there. How about anyone who schedules a phone call with me to learn a little bit about the business money-making side of Epicure will get a gift from me. So I love giving gifts. I always love giving stuff away. So let's see. I think this is just about ready. Our mushrooms are looking good. I think we're ready to throw all this together. You know, it's a, what do we say, no pressure call. I'm definitely trying not to be a salesy person or a pushy person. If you say, you know what, I'm just not interested, I'm like, all right, great. I need customers too, right? It's my little joke. All right, so I think we are all set to go here. And what was that, like 7 minutes? Our ground beef is cooked perfectly. I'm just going to step over to the sink and drain it a bit. Actually, no, I'm probably going to wind up burning myself. So instead, I'm going to use a slotted spoon and be safe. Over here. So now we just add the ground meat to the pan. I'll add in the mix, the water and the seasoning, and we'll let it cook a bit until it gets nice and thick. And it's good to go. I don't think that took very long. Now, I am kind of cheating doing the ground meat. Like, I think real beef stroganoff, you can use like steak tips or steak chunks. To be honest, I'm not good at cooking steak. I feel like I always overcook it. It's just raw meat. I'm just always worried about doing it too little and serving raw food. That's something I'm working on. I will say it has actually helped teach me to cook better. Like, I finally learned how to cook crispy tofu by following some instructions on one of the packages. I forget what I was making. Probably the General Tso's chicken. Not chicken. General Tso's, which I made with tofu instead of chicken. Because like I said, you can control the ingredients. So if you know anyone who has like a vegan diet, these mixes work really well for vegans as well. Like, if you want to try it, you can do the Impossible burger ground meat with this. That works well. You know, there's also like the tofu, of course. You know, if you're vegan, they got all kinds of tips and tricks already for meat substitutes. But yeah, I was really surprised to see like how well you're able to customize it, even like for someone who's vegan. So I'm going to set this off to the side. Let's add in our mix. Give it one more stir. You know, if you have to leave and come back to take a look at stuff, that's fine. This video will stay up. So you can come and go to watch stuff as you need. So we are just going to stir this up really well. And if you need a good set of utensils, we have a fantastic Pro Prep utensil set. They're made of silicone, which is nice because they won't scratch your pots and pans. I could do my mushrooms there. Alright, we'll leave this here. This comes over here to my lovely stack of dishes. I'm going to be busy after this. So next up, I'm going to make fresh Caesar dressing salad. Let's make sure I do this right. Bring to a boil, reduce heat, and simmer for 3 minutes. Okay, I can handle that. So next up, I'm going to use, this is our, it's called a cruet, if I'm saying it properly. And this is just if you don't have any like spare bottles laying around. And I'm going to use our handy dandy funnel, which is very nice to get all that in there. And one thing I noticed when I was setting stuff up, it's got the measurements on the side of the bottle, so I don't have to dirty like extra measuring cups, which was awesome. So, and the directions for the dressing are right on the side. So I need 1/4 cup each of olive oil and milk. Add in my milk. Where's my thing? I should probably have the funnel facing the right way. Just gonna do this. And this Caesar is like probably one of my husband's favorites. We used to go to a restaurant in yeah, that doesn't go there. We used to go to a restaurant and they made their own homemade Caesar dressing and we loved it. Of course, they charge you extra for it because it's homemade. But this tastes just like it. So my husband was super excited. And in fact, one day I was doing a cooking class around lunchtime, and you know, he was getting hungry. So I just said, well, here, you know, I whipped it together in a big measuring cup. So here, just take it. Here's your salad. Go eat while I finish the dough. He used the whole thing. He used all of the dressing. And it was like a cup of dressing. And I was like, hon, where's the rest of the dressing? He's like, oh, that wasn't single serve? I'm like, no. Like, that was like a whole serving of dressing there. All right, so what else we need? 2 tablespoons. So I'll put the mix in last. Mayo or Greek yogurt. So I have 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. I'm going to try it with the Greek yogurt. I haven't done it with Greek yogurt yet. Usually we do the mayo. I'm going to see how this works. I'm going to see how this works going in through the funnel. I think my tablespoon is too big here. It's not boiling yet. I thought that would be boiling already. All right, so 2 tablespoons here. I'm going to do a little shimmy, shimmy, shake. Get it down in there through the funnel. May not have been the best idea, but hey, it works. We'll get it. We'll get it there. All right, so this is dirty. Now then, lemon juice. Put my fingers in it. Mayo, Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, and then the other stuff's in there. We can help it go down. There we go. That works. Let's try and do a little. This is really just me trying not to dirty something else. So, yep. And of course, I love to make sound effects. So, who doesn't? Love sound effects. Alrighty, we're just gonna do this. Get that last bit in there. Alrighty. Now what's left is my 2 tablespoons, and this beautiful thing here is our 4-in-1 spice spoon. It's the only measuring spoon you will need. It has 1 tablespoon measurements, a teaspoon measurement, 1/2 teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon. Markings are here in the back too. So, and you see this nice sleek design will fit into your jars nicely. I mean, and this is a pretty wide mouth jar, so yeah, you're like, obviously, Katie, that jar is huge. Of course it's going to fit through there. But even like your regular old little McCormick, or whoever else you're using, I probably should have left the funnel in. Where's the funnel? I can't use that one anymore. Where's my other funnel? That's what I got. Here we go. We'll try this. Not bad. Slid off there pretty nicely. Does it fit in there? It does not fit in the cruet dough. Cruet dough. So this, I'm making simple salad dressing with it, but there's recipes to do like Caesar meatballs. There's like a Caesar chicken cutlets or something you can use it for. All right. Have all our ingredients in here. Just gonna give this a nice little shake, and then we're gonna have fresh made salad dressing. Now, if you're doing this, make sure you put that lid on there tightly, because if it's not, you're gonna be covered in Caesar dressing. Not that I would know from experience or anything. I made a mess there, and that's why we have aprons. Look at that, beautiful. You see all the beautiful colors of all the different seasonings and flavors in there. And it's ready to go. And there are extra lids, so one thing that's nice you can do is like write the name of the salad dressing on this lid so that you don't forget what it is. Before I got this, I had to find ways to store the salad dressing, so I used one of my kids' sippy cups at one point. I was really worried one of the kids was going to grab it and drink it thinking it was juice. Luckily, I don't think anybody actually did. I think once my son asked me what's in here, and it was like a sesame ginger dressing, because that one's my favorite. All right, I think this is almost done. There. I didn't set up this stuff for the cupcakes, but that's okay. Because we got time, right? If you don't got time, you can fast forward. That's fine. I won't be offended. Very hard to offend me. All right, so that was our beef stroganoff. We're going to let that simmer for 3 minutes. Then we're going to dump in the sour cream. And I have Worcestershire sauce. Try saying that 10 times fast. Worcestershire. So, in the meantime, I'm going to get a bowl so we can start whipping up our cupcakes. Okay, I can multitask. I'll put these away. My lovely dishes are... Okay, in a large bowl, whisk 1 cup milk, a 1/3 cup olive oil, and 1 teaspoon apple cider. We can do that. 1 cup milk. Get a measuring cup, excuse me. Is that 1 cup, 1/3? What's that? These cups are so old. It's hard to tell. I think this is 1/3. Yes, 1/3. There we go. We got what we need. Alright, and when this is all done, I'll post some pictures and upload it with the video so you can see what it all looks like when it's all done. Put our mix in here.